everybody, it's Allie, and in this video I want to do a quick walkthrough of where I'm at with my foundation pages for December Daily 2021. My approach this year is similar to how I've approached foundation pages in the past, but it's also a little bit different, so I want to talk a little bit about that. In the past, there have been some years where I've done foundation pages, and in case you're brand new to December Daily, foundation pages are essentially a way to set yourself up in advance for storytelling success by having a little bit of a plan in place. Some people like to have it very planned out. Some people like to not plan it out at all and let it be totally driven by the stories or by the photos or by the experiences of your month. There's not a right or a wrong way. There's just different options. And so this year, with a new album size, and I am approaching it, well, I'm thinking about the new album size, but basically for my foundation pages this year, I probably have a little over half of them set up, or half of them in place, or, for maybe 12, and it's probably more than 12 stories, or more than 12 pages that I've set up that will guide me as I am documenting stories over the course of the month. One big reminder too, some people approach this as they are telling they're documenting what they are doing in December from a very kind of like we did this today and we did that yesterday and those sorts of things. So that is one way that you can approach it. Another way that you can approach it is just by simply focusing on telling one story per day. That story that you tell might have been from yesterday, it might be from a couple days ago, it might be from in November. All the stories are generally related to December, generally related to how you're living in the holiday season, and you can see I've got years of past examples available for you guys as well. So let's dive in, and it'll give me a few things to talk about here as well. I'm starting my album off with one of these envelopes. I don't know yet what I'm going to put inside there, if anything. I just like the idea of having that here as a place to maybe hold things or think about other things I might want to use. I just added one of the puffy stickers, heart stickers there from the main kit on top. I wanted to start my album this year with this quote. I did just see the other day on Instagram, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they did cut this down to the 6x8 size to be able to fit in the 6x8 album, and it does fit perfectly. So in case you were wondering about that, I just love this as the reminder, right? This is the reminder going into the album. And a lot of the way that I approach this project is by thinking about how do I want to experience this season? What can we focus on this year? Those are things that I'm thinking about as we venture into this. Now, one of the big differences I think you're going to see this year is we offered a lot of pattern paper, and the pattern paper that we included in the main kit, as well as a supplemental pattern paper pack, is sized to the outside of the page protector. So what that means is that you can make these full page foundations with pattern paper. And I'm super excited about that, and you're gonna see me do that a lot this year. And that's a pretty big departure from some of the past years. I envision in my own album this year, there's gonna be a lot of pattern paper, but there's also gonna be a lot of really big photos. So reason why for me, I have the canvas pages here, or the canvas pocket on top. I took the tags and stamped on them using the phrases stamp set from this year. So the reason why is embracing simple, and the reason why is cultivating joy. And then I wrote a little bit about that there. I've got images on the blog post. So if you're on YouTube, click over to my blog so you can read in more detail if you want to see what my reasons why are for this year. So I did 2 of those. I also added 2021 on here with the puffy numbers from the main kit. So that's my jumping off point. Some people do the reason why for day 1. I just put the reason why in as the beginning, right? That's the first part of the album. Then I did a little bit of stamping, and so I've got a separate video that you can watch on that. This is actually stamped on the back of another piece of pattern paper, and then I adhered those 2 together. You could stamp directly on the back of this, but if you're like me and you make a few mistakes and you need to do it over, it's much easier to do it on another piece of of paper. You're also going to see in my album right now a lot of sticky notes. So I'm using sticky notes as reminders for stories that I might want to tell, for pictures that I might want to take, for products that I might want to use. So this is essentially going to be a big part of my day one, and I just decided that I wanted to do it ahead of time. And I was thinking a lot about what does Christmas mean to me, and what does this holiday season mean to me? And these were some of the things that I wanted to remember. So I just said, remember this, love is so much more, magic is something we make each day, and loving kindness for the win. So those are some more things that I'm thinking about as we move into December. This is absolutely something that you can do for your day one story. If you want to, you can copy it exactly. You can make up, what are the words that are important to you. I always love doing really big stamping in this project, and that's what you're seeing here. So this page, this sentiment page, is going to be paired with a divided page protector. This is one of the 2x2 ones here. And a couple years ago, I think it was maybe 2016 or 17, I did one of these as my first day, or maybe related to my reason why, where I took individual pictures of each of the kids as well as Aaron and I, and then put those in there. And that's what I want to do again for this year. So that's on my list of things to do. You can see this says family photos. In here I added, just for right now, I added one of the wood veneer pieces. I mean, I'm gonna leave this in there, but I'm just saying that out loud. Wood veneer pieces. And I also stamped the plus sign again here. I stamped it, I cut it out, and then I embossed, and you'll see this in a separate video I am putting together with some of the processes of some of the things I did here. And then just cut it out and put that in there. So that's my number for story number one. And then I added an Avery index tab. It says encourage the joy. That's from that phrases stamp set too. So that'll be my first day. So when you come to YouTube or my blog on December 2nd, you're gonna see this page finished and the process for putting it together, whatever other things that I need to do. I'll probably already, I think in the post that I'm doing today, will have showed you this video. Otherwise, that will be part of the day one video. Then this one here, so if you've already, I did a post or a video in October with some of these things where I already set up some of them. And so some of these you might have already seen. Day two then will be the back of this, right? So I'll have space for additional photos maybe, or who knows what it will be, a combination of embellishments. Something will be on the back that will pair with this tag. This was from the tag bundle, and I just have my sticky note that says 10 things I'm looking forward to this season. So that's the story that I'm gonna tell. It's a looking ahead story, right? So it's not necessarily reflecting on what happened this day or another day. This is the story that I'm telling today is what I am looking forward to. Story number three then, this is one that if you watch the other video, you have seen this as well. I took the stamp set, that holiday phrases stamp set again, has a bunch of ing words, and I stamped them on here. So listening, loving, slowing down, making, eating, gathering, watching, remembering, loathing, and savoring. So my third story will be reflecting on those prompts there, right? And writing those things in. And then I've got my number three that I just punched holes in there using the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. And then I also yesterday just added in a little bit of a hand stitch, just a little bit of something extra to connect the felt number with the canvas phrase there. Next up, I've got one of my I have a big page protector in here. So the 8x10 or the 8x10 albums include full page protectors that can fit an 8x10 photo, but they also include one that's divided, and it has 4x4 and 4x6. So my plan with this one right here is I'll tell a story about getting ready, right, or decorations or something that we've done within the house already. I'm pretty sure that what I'm going to do with this Calm and Bright here, this is from the main kit, is turn this into a shaker pocket. So I think I'll probably add some sequins or something else like that that will go inside there, because I love keeping something transparent that you can see through to the next page. The other thing that I did is I did pull out a bunch of numbers. So in my own storage here, this is my box of numbers. And if you've participated in the last couple December Daily Prep Days last year and this year, there were examples of different ways that you can organize your numbers, whether it's baggies or using page protectors. That helps you to see where your individual numbers are. I just kind of have mine all in here and this is something that I keep out in December if I want to add in some other numbers. So I noticed that I had a big 4 is one left over. So these are all from previous collections, right? Big numbers that we've offered in previous collections. I pulled this wood veneer 4 out. I might not use it in here, but I like the reminder that I have it. It's something that could be used, and I could, you know, staple it into the page protector, and then I'll probably put a photo here. So I'm using this divided page protector a couple times in the album, and I like the repetition that it brings, because I'm going to do the same thing another time where I'm adding in one of these die cut words. I'm using the journal cards in there. It's kind of just a nice design element to repeat. It's also, I feel like when I get to a page like this, I love it because I'm not having to, it gives me a break almost. All I need to do is, you know, get a photo, write my journaling, that kind of thing. All right, so then on the back of here, this will probably be number 5. I have some transparent 5 that I pulled out of my number box from a previous one. Again, I might use it, I might not. I have the making a list journal card in the back there, and that will be paired with, most likely with this page over here. I kind of like that I have 5 spots, so it might be, you know, 5 things that are on my list, or, you know, a list of something, right? Maybe it's things we're going to bake, or some other something. These will then be photos or little journaling circles, most likely. So that's one of those vellum sheets. Also, if you didn't get the vellum package, you could easily use one of the other pattern papers. Lots of the papers in the main kit, the extra pattern paper set that we offered, a lot of them are set up as a grid, right? That give you spaces for content. And you're going to see that concept repeated a number of times in my album, but here's one of those spaces, right? So I'm looking at this, and what I see is that those could each be some sort of, you know, either a journaling spot or a journaling circle or a photo or some other embellishment could go inside there. You could also cut this down depending on what size you are using. And then moving on, so the first few days, I usually have them a little more thought out. And then as the month goes along, they are less thought out, which gives me a little bit more flexibility as the month continues. So for this one, so sometimes I'm working just on one side, sometimes I'm doing a spread. It can happen either way, and it really just kind of depends upon what the story is that I end up wanting to tell. So for number 6, this is just one of the felt numbers from a past one. These are from the main kit. I love that the note to myself here says, consider adding vertical photo along the edge. So here's this transparent page. I could easily add a vertical photo here on this side, right? This is, again, one of those fun things about this album size, is that you can go bigger and you can add things out here along the edge, and you'll see some other places where I did that. My vision with this one is I'm pretty sure that I'm going to take this and it's going to just get adhered right in the middle there, and then it will be related to these 6 circles over here. So that's part of my reminder that there are 6 wreaths. So if I'm thinking about number, you know, story number, that can help me there. Also, I'm using these tiny little Tim Holtz paper clips, which are great for holding things in place, right? Because I don't want to finish all of these pages right now. I want them to just be starts. These are starts for my storytelling. So I have another one of these on the back. Most likely, again, that would be adhered there. This may be a story on its own, or it might get paired with this page over here. I think most likely, though, this will probably be like, if this one is story 6, then this one might be story 7, and it might be just some little sweet story that's just going to fit inside there. And then story number 8 comes over here. This is one of those graphics transparent plastic sheets. I love these for creating pages. They're just the right size. I'll link those for you guys below. You can see that I have a paper clip right now that's holding these circles in place. My initial idea here is to do something like this. I've got these other circles. I don't know yet if I'm going to use them. But again, just using the inside of the wreath as the home for my story and or photo, and maybe, you know, something else as well would get paired with it. Maybe I'm going to have a big photo behind here. Like, that's possible too, that I do a big full page photo on the background. I just know that I want to use those in this space in some way or another. Next up, I have just one of the die cut pages. I liked this one this year, so I'm looking forward to adding, playing around with this. Not sure yet where my photo will be. Again, it's totally possible that this will be a big full page photo or the back of a full page photo. Then I've got this guy here, which I made earlier. So this is taking one of the 3x8s and stitching the plastic frames to it. So you could add another one if you wanted to. I love the idea of maybe doing like funny faces or outtakes or something like that that becomes like you would get in a photo booth. So using these as like a photo booth film strip, especially with the Weary World Rejoices, like something that would be really funny. I like the idea of including that in there. And then I'll figure out what I'm doing on the back when I get to that point in time. Next I added in one of the half circle die cuts. I've used these for a number of years. I always like how they look and how they turn out. I think that I'm pairing this with this page here so that the back would probably have a photo on top, and then I will do 12 of something. So this is, again, the vellum pattern papers. So we had a vellum pattern paper pack, and the numbers here are from the main kit. So I just added all of those on there. I think that looks really fun. Most likely I'll be doing some sort of journaling on here. I'm not sure exactly how this is all going to work out yet, but I think it's going to be fun. It will end up being fun. One thing that I just imagined, which sounds kind of crazy, but what if it was behind here, I'm just grabbing a piece of paper, what if behind here I ended up like cutting out of these and then having a little bit of journaling or a word or something else behind them? I don't know. Anyway, that will be my creative challenge for that day, right? Is figuring out what can I do with this to tell a specific story about what's happening around here. Next, I just have the 6x8 wreath page laid in here. This is one that I always like to use, or some version of it. Again, a big photo could go in the middle. I'm not sure yet. So this is where we've reached the point in the month where I'm less sure about what I'm doing, but I still have some things tucked in here. This is one of the envelopes from the envelope bundle. I'm pretty sure that I'm probably gonna cut this off like right here, so that this will be the home, excuse me, the home for these tags. So these are tags that are available in the $5 prep day. They're part of the digital download. I've just put on them name, age, wishing for, and thankful for. One for each member of our family, and then I'll add ribbon to the top of these and then probably just have them go inside there. Some years I've done things like I've put photos on the back or pattern paper on the back. Lots of different things that you can do, but I love how I have this set aside for a specific day, and definitely will probably put an Avery index tab along the edge there. I haven't adhered that down. The next thing I added into my album is I really love felt, and I love having those big felt numbers, and in past years I've added felt usually in with whatever my product play, one of my product play projects. This time I was thinking to myself, what if I just added a piece of felt in there? This is felt from an Etsy seller, and it's called Benzie Design, and I'm pretty sure I learned about her from Laura Wansick. And what I did with this one is I decided I wanted it to be really plain, at least for right now. And I don't know, I don't know yet what I'm going to do with this beyond that I have this set up. So it may be full page photo paired on the other side. It might be little photos on here. It might be a story that opens up in one way or another. Like, I'm not really sure yet exactly how this is going to go, but I loved this as a starting place, and I also really like it as a resting place. I have a lot of patterns in here this year, lots of playful patterns, which is I'm having a lot of fun with, but I also want to create some spaces for rest just in the design. So I'm leaving that one right there for now. This one, when you turn the page, it comes into the backside. So if you participated in Prep Day, I did a quick little idea of doing a December pie chart of what are the things that you enjoy in December, or lots of different topics for that. During the Prep Day, I had the pie chart attached inside. Let's see if we can get that off there. This is just a sample. This is not what I'm actually going to do, but this is reminding me that that's the idea, right? So this, I actually created a pocket. This is using the graphics plastic again. I stitched around the outside edge to create a pocket, and the pocket can hold something like this, like my pie chart that I'm going to do, but I can also put the pie chart on the back over here. This could be a story that pulls out something, again, interactive outside of the page protector is what is bringing me the most joy, which is why you can see that I'm not using a lot of the page protectors and kind of creating my own pages. These are the things that I'm enjoying doing in this project in particular. So I've got this, something is going to end up in there, and I already adhered this next page to the back. So however, if I end up moving things around in the album, which is the benefit of having the rings, these two pages will stick together. Some of you guys might have seen this page. I think I had this one done quite a bit earlier too, but what I did is I took tags from the tag bundle and paired them with the fun shaker tags that we offered this year, and that's what's in the pocket right now. This is I'm gonna have journaling on there. I'll probably add photos to those tags too, something like that, and they're all just adhered with twine on the back. Then this is an idea that I did during the product play workshop this year with the, I think this was day 1 in product play. So in case you don't know, in product play this year we're doing the whole month of November. Every day is a different idea. I've got a couple, and it's our creative team and our December daily creative team. So this was the one that I did. Mine on the inside is using the phrase yes, just yes. So that will be invite some stories. And I actually think I designated this as day 19 using one of these fun little number tokens from Tim Holt. So that will probably be my day 19, even if it gets moved around a little bit. Here's that other page protector that I was talking about, where I'm using the journal card, I'm using the die cut words there, and something, I'll probably just add in the photo, but this is directed storytelling, right? What am I embracing this year? This is the story that I'm invited to tell on this day will be related to that most likely. And then I've got the Simply Celebrating card on the back. This might be its own page, or it might be paired with this side over here. Not sure yet. And again, this is where it gets a little bit looser in the second half of the month. All right, I have another page idea that's in there right now that is an upcoming one in product play, so I took it out so it can still be a surprise for you guys. It's working with the word phrase stickers, so something I made with that. So for this page, I've got my sticky note here, and what I want to do on this one is I want to do something where it is connecting these two together. And it's not necessarily going to be this pattern, but the shape, right? That these will get stitched or adhered together. Maybe this is a big photo that comes out on the side, so this becomes the side or the shape of the page, right? We've got all of these little ones, which might be, who knows what they're going to be, photos, words, embellishments, lots of different things could happen there. And then that will be the same on the back, so I'll be repeating that shape, so I'll have to be mindful of that. But for right now, I'm just going to leave this attached there so I remember that I want to connect those two things together. And then the last thing that I have here in the album right now is I just have a few pages of things that I know that I want to use. So I'm going to be definitely using the 25. I stitched these together just to keep them together. I don't know yet whether I'm going to punch holes in here so that it will go into the album. I also have another transparent page here. This is again that graphics plastic to create its own page. So I might end up putting it on there. I really want to use this paper in some way or another for actual Christmas Day. And then the other thing that I have in here is this pattern paper. Again, like I said before, lots of grids, right? So this one I may end up like doing little 2x2 photos from Christmas Day, especially when you have lots and lots of photos from Christmas Day. I don't always do a lot of photos on Christmas Day. I often have like one big messy Christmas photo. But I like the idea of inviting a story with a grid like this, and maybe it's like, what was everybody's favorite present, or maybe it was just different pictures around the house on Christmas Day. That kind of thing is what I'm thinking about. So this is a good example of I am writing down, that I want to remember that. And I also put Christmas Day or Christmas Eve because around here, I don't know yet what our schedule, we have a blended family, so I'm not sure what our schedule for Christmas is, whether the kids are going to be here before Christmas Day, leading up to Christmas Day, or in the evening on Christmas Day, and then the following week. So we'll get that sorted out. I also have this one in here just because I like that pattern as well. So that is a look at where I'm at with my own foundation pages right now. Again, a little bit looser than past years, leaving lots of room for photos. I'm really, really, really excited about going big with photos this time and seeing how I can incorporate those into the project as much as possible. As always, if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them, and let's do this.